Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. It's me, your favorite American. Apparently, we now, on this channel specifically, which over the years I've had my fair share of toxic people in the FIFA community, we've actually got haters on this channel. I checked my Twitter today. Holy, beautiful Sunday outside. I had people ripping me like crazy. Appearance, the way I talk, where I'm from is crazy, man. I'm not blocking you guys, man. Welcome to the channel. To all you guys that are positive, man, you guys loving the channel. Thank you guys for watching. Sorry if I bother some of you guys, man. I don't know. I didn't really realize I was capable of rattling people that much. I'm not going to block you guys, man. And I'm used to this. I'm a seasoned veteran in accepting hate. I mean, being online, a lot of people think people just melt down for being online. You got to be built for this, man. You really do. And I'm built for this. So let's go. Anyways, today, welcome back to the channel, everybody. Weird intro today. We're talking about Chelsea. And we're not just talking about the brilliance of Cole Palmer. We're talking about the fact that this team has thoroughly impressed me this season. I actually got a little bit of hate. Again, I was being called an American in the beginning of the season because I predicted them, I believe, to finish fourth in the Premier League. And a lot of people were looking at me saying, hey, they made all these signings. You got a change in management. That's not happening. And I said, you know what? You know what I'm a big believer in? I'm a big believer in trends, momentum. I felt like Chelsea put together some really nice results at the end of the season last season. And I was just like, you know what? I think they're going to do fourth place this season. I think I had them in fourth, United in fifth. I think it could have been the other way around. It's funny, too, because when I posted that video, I remember the comments, the top comment, respectfully, we're just talking back and forth about football. People were saying that they felt like it's going to be too much bringing in, the same amount of players they did the previous season. It's going to be too much bringing in a new manager. And I think those were valid concerns. And that's kind of why I'm talking about Chelsea today. So if you're a Chelsea fan, congratulations. You guys look great. And there's a couple reasons that we're going to talk about why I'm starting to get really sold on Chelsea this season. It's not just the result today. It's the fact that they're building a very nice collection of results. And they're doing things a little differently than I saw in previous seasons. So we're going to explain why. If you guys do the video, drop a thumbs up. Let me know your guys' thoughts. Right now, guys, we are pretty much 15 games even into the Premier League, and this is where we are sitting. There's a game in hand where Liverpool's going to face Fulham next. Obviously, their match against Everton got canceled. I tried to look up what was going on with that. I think it was like storm related. It's one of the earlier ones, though. Your boy, it's Saturday at 7 a.m. does not have the TV on. I'm laying in bed. But anyways, Palmer with 2 penalties today. And look, this is where they sit. 31 points. They're 2 points ahead of Arsenal, who dropped points today. Thought they were going to get that done. Saka was offside. City are 4 points below Chelsea. It's just crazy to see certain players getting opportunities. I know we're not going to try to talk too much about Cole Palmer in this video, but, this was a guy that was getting some playing time at Man City. You just look at it like he's literally gone to Chelsea. He's the best player on the team within he has been the best player on the team, but he's taken his team by storm. Chelsea, to me, for a couple reasons, have been really impressing me. Number one, I know the reaction today, a lot of people are going to say Spurs are going to Spurs. Spurs are all over the place, but the one thing I'll always give Spurs credit for is I feel like they always really do play up in matches that just have a higher feel to them. For example, a Spurs versus, I don't know, like a Palace is not going to be as exciting as a Spurs-Chelsea, Spurs-City. That's all I'm really saying. Whether or not they win, that's another story, but Spurs are always a tough match. And just to see Chelsea go away to Spurs today, play the way they did, one thing about Chelsea this season that I'm really liking, it's not the fact that they've necessarily cleaned up their defense. I mean, they've conceded 18 and 15, which is not horrible. It's a little better than it was the previous season. For me, there was times where I watched Chelsea in previous seasons where they would go down a goal or two, and they just would look like they were hitting that off button. These boys this year got a certain level of like energy, aura out there. They're not giving up. They really do believe. And that's the craziest difference for me this season. That's why I'm sold that these guys, I think, will be getting top 4 this season. Obviously, the one issue you have to have as a Chelsea fan, if you're worried about their finish this season, there is a huge reliance on Palmer. A lot goes through Palmer. A lot of people will just sit there and tell you he's a penalty merchant, whatever, all that. By the way, if he's a penalty merchant, he's a pretty damn good one, man. Did you see that last penalty today? Oh, my God. That was done better in real life than in a video game, which is saying a lot. Can't even make it look that clean in a video game. Anyways, so, yeah, that's my one concern if I with Chelsea. But Chelsea, to me, two things we're going to talk about. The resilience and the energy from the team. It's way better than it was. Last season, you see them go down 2-0 away, and these guys will look like weak kids. And, man, they were just fighting in this one today. They outpossessed Spurs. Oh, they went away to Spurs, had more than 60% of the ball. I really like that. feel like the midfield this season for Chelsea, outside of saying Palmer is all that, right? Guys dropping a 9.0 every match. Enzo, man, and Caicedo, bro. Just regardless of where Caicedo's ending up on the pitch, these two are just workhorses, bro. Any team in the world lucky to have players like that. Enzo really looks like he's got a certain life to him. I don't know if there was some layover with some of the international stuff because, I watched Enzo up close, man. He's running all game back and forth when I saw him with Argentina this summer. He's really, 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 he's got a lot on that motor, I would say, in the last year or two. So, look, Chelsea, the other part I want to talk about with them, right? And there's still pieces to Chelsea that I don't like. Sanchez is one of them. I just think he's been a little flaky over the years, and specifically over the last year. Just I haven't liked him, bro. I haven't loved him there, so I think that position could improve. What I like the most is that these players, a lot of times, we saw this originally with Chelsea, when I felt like Chelsea bought like all these players in and got this crazy like squad where you have all these high name players. You don't see that all the time. We even see into like the Spurs team right now, right? Just the name level of these players. Yeah, they have good signings and stuff, but they're not going and bringing in players like, let's say a Sancho, a Felix, an Nkunku, right? Nkunku, top 10 Ballon d'Or contender the other season. Felix, probably top 10 hyped up wonder kid in the last, 5-6 years. Sancho, one of the most what if like English players, one of the most hyped up players when he was at Dortmund. They're bringing in all these level of players, right? Pedro Neto's playing really well as previous squad. And they're spending a ton of money on Caicedo. They're spending for Enzo, right? They went out and really spent on name brand players, right? High potential players. And I feel like collectively, a lot of the time, it's really hard to make that work in a squad. I just see a certain level of hunger from Chelsea. Whoever's getting the start, because Sancho's not been out there. He had a really good previous game, so he gets the start today. And Sancho, like, I don't know, is it just a United thing? Because Sancho at Dortmund last season looked phenomenal. He's looking phenomenal at Chelsea, man. The last game he played, beautiful performance. Today, just amazing goal. I mean, he's got a life to him. The absolute hunger, though, that we're seeing from Chelsea, the players, man, it doesn't matter who's getting the week in and week out start. Whoever's out there playing, I'm really liking because it looks like ultimately they have a very healthy competition with all these players. All these players that are coming in or starting 1 week, starting next week, not starting the next week, they all look like there's a certain level of understanding that they're just pushing each other to be better. So those two, besides last season, I feel like are real improvements. Last season, it just was weird, man. 1 week, Mudryk could be out there having a stinker. The next week, one guy was terrible. The next week, somebody was good. It was never consistent. It looks like no matter what's kind of going on with who's going in and not, it's pretty consistent. Jackson, not the best game today. I thought he's been really good this season. I think Jackson has been one of the most disrespected players as well. I saw last season, I don't know, who was it? John Obi Mikel was saying they got to go sign a new striker. I really thought Jackson's production last season was good, and I think it's continuing to get better. So, to me, man, Chelsea, really a team that has impressed me this season. Someone that I projected, I saw a lot of predictions saying 7th, 8th, 9th. Look, for me, they're going to get top 4. It's just whether or not where they're going to go. Again, this run of form for Chelsea, I think it's probably going to continue. They're doing fantastic. How many wins in a row is it now? It's what, 6 out of the last 7? So, they're going to see... they got the Conference League. Then they're going to play Brentford, who's playing really well this season. They got to get Everton, Fulham, Ipswich, Palace. But look, again, name-wise with those teams, right? It's going to be until January 25th when Chelsea plays Man City. All right, it's going to be until January 25th. And something Chelsea are doing that no one seems to be able to stop is the volume of goals, man. They have put up 3 or more goals in their last 3 games. All the other games where they get 1 or 2, it's like they could have had 5 or 6. These guys are so lethal. They're scoring the ball for fun right now. So this is going to be something where they're heading into playing teams like Everton, and they're playing teams like Ipswich and Fulham. And we look at the table, right? A lot of these teams are mid-table, lower table, conceding a lot of goals. So the way that I'm looking at that is that I think Chelsea's got a really special opportunity. Brentford, every single game, Brentford's game has been like 4-4, 4-2, 4-3. They're one of those teams where I look at them a little bit like Newcastle, that any week could beat anybody. So it's not going to be an easy one for Chelsea. But I think Chelsea have a really nice opportunity now to just go on a win streak, man. Put the pressure on Arsenal. Put the pressure on Man City. When I'm looking at below that in the table, I think we're getting to the time of the season where there's going to start to be a little separation. I think we're looking at this table, and I think Arsenal and City are going to start to move forward away from that 5th, 6th, 7th, and I think we're going to start to see these subdivisions here where there's going to be a 5-9 fight. There's going to be kind of like a 3-4 and a 2 fight. I think Liverpool will do a pretty good job of keeping this advantage. I don't see them dropping it. They have a favorable upcoming schedule as well. But Chelsea have a really nice opportunity, a really nice one. And I said this morning. I said they got a good opportunity today, right? 3 points today is huge if they get it against Spurs. And now they have the luxury of they have a little bit more of a favorable schedule. So I'm hoping to see Chelsea do well. I like this story for them. You know, a lot of players brought in. A lot of people hate watching. Almost failure. Now they look great. They're playing great. Palmer's a really good story. You know, Palmer's an interesting one too because I said this last season, you know, with the way that Chelsea had finished, it was hard for me to put them anywhere over fourth with how they finished last season. Yes, they did well at the end. They got a couple wins together. Palmer in the Prem last year had 22 goals and 11 assists in 33 games, all right? He literally averaged 1 contribution a game, which is out of this world. We're through 15 right now, and he's got 11 and 6. So he's already more than a goal a game. He's having almost on par of a season, if not better. I mean, the catalog of goals he scored this season has already been insane. This kid is so impressive, man. He's on his way to becoming a Chelsea legend. As a matter of fact, you know, the internet is internet. Everybody's going to find a way to hate. He's already broke Chelsea's record this season for the most goal involvements in a calendar year. So, congratulations, Chelsea fans. I like it a lot going forward for you guys. This is a really nice opportunity. I mean, obviously, a second or a third place after last season, you will be very happy with it. I know people will still hate watch and say, look how much you spend. You should be winning the league. But all it is it's about building. And I think the style they play, I really like the way they play. So, man, what a good story. My one wish, if I had a wish for Christmas, I have always been a huge Sancho fan. All right? I want to see this guy keep balling. I want to see Sancho go out there, and I want to see him doing this every single match. I have been loving what I see from him. Even in the times where he gets shorter minutes, he's ready to go, man. He's 18 minutes against Southampton, comes in, you know, make something happen. So I want to keep seeing this from Sancho. I think he's a phenomenal player. He is a player, and there are players like this in world football, need motivation. It seems like he's got to have some driving force to make his game good. He had that force on Dortmund, wanted to go back home, show everybody he still had it. And what home is where, I mean, not the real home, right? Because he's home at Chelsea, but you know what I mean? Like, go back to where he was doing well. And show United he still got it. I think he's got a chip on his shoulder. So I think you're getting a good version of Sancho here too, because it's a chip on your shoulder, Sancho. He wants to show United, all right, what's going on. And right now, you know, you look at United, it's not looking good for them. I mean, I'm taking these videos on this channel to be a little bit more positive. I'm not even going to the depths of what's really going on. I mean, you look at 11, 12, 13 right now. What the hell is even happening there? So, yeah, a lot of Prem videos recently. But to be honest, I was saying this in the video the other day, definitely one of the most memorable seasons in the Prem. We're seeing a nice comeback story. Look, I predicted this season City 1, Arsenal 2, Liverpool 3, I think Chelsea 4. So to see Liverpool and Chelsea, my 3-4 picks in the 1-2 seat right now. Anything is possible, okay? Anything is possible. Injuries are part of this game. We don't want to get ahead of ourselves, but congratulations to Chelsea. What a win.